It is one of the hardest parts about bringing your newborn home, how to make sure they sleep safely. The American Academy of Pediatrics has updated their recommendations for safe sleep for the first time since 2016. Denise Geleitsmann with Austin Public Health joins us this morning to talk more about this. Denise, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. It's an important topic. So what are some of the big changes? We know that it's not safe to co-sleep with a newborn. That's very bad. But also, President Biden signed a Safe Sleep Act for babies, outlawing inclined sleepers and crib bumpers that have caused nearly 200 deaths in recent decades. Talk about all that.
Right. So the AAP did come out with new recommendations, and not really much has changed on that. However, as you mentioned, the Safe Sleep for Babies Act was just recently passed and will go into effect later this year. And that is going to make it illegal to manufacture, sell, or distribute infant incline sleepers or crib bumpers. And we've known that these items have posed a risk for infants and suffocation for a long time. But it's been confusing for parents because they've been on the shelves. You know, they think these products are safe, but now they're not going to be on the shelves anymore, and we're really happy about that.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's the manufacture of new products. So if you already have one of these, do you recommend just getting rid of it, I suppose?
Yes, exactly. If you have an infant incline sleeper or you have crib bumpers, you should get rid of them right now. If you aren't sure whether your product is safe, you can contact the manufacturer or you can contact the CPSC.
Gotcha. Talk a little bit about what safe sleep is, and do you have some tips for parents about what you should be doing?
Yeah, so of course it's, I've mentioned this many times on the program, it's ABC is really the easiest way to remember it. We want the baby to be alone, so not sleeping with anyone on their back, and then in a crib or a bassinet or a safety approved device. But again, not an infant incline sleeper. We want to make sure that they choose something that's firm and flat and has been approved.
Yeah. Is there anything else we need to mention about the Safe Sleep Act for babies of 2021?
No, there's nothing really new in that, just that it will be taking effect, I think, at the end of July. But like I said, if people already have these items, they won't be able to get them later this year. But if they have them in their homes, they should get rid of them and do not resell them or give them away to someone else. Just they need to be thrown away.
Yeah. Now, I also read that, you know, a lot of parents fall asleep next to their babies, which happens. But how do you prepare to make that not a dangerous situation?
So the best thing a parent can do for the first 6 months to a year is put the crib or bassinet in the same room as where the parents are sleeping, right next to them. So if they do have to pull the baby out in the middle of the night to feed or attend to the baby, they can put the baby right back because it's right there next to their bed.
Gotcha. And last question, just to wrap us up, it goes without saying that co-sleeping is bad, but just remind us why that is.
Why safe sleep is important?
Right.
Mainly because it will decrease the risk of suffocation. That's what we find, babies being rolled over on or rolling into bedding or something, and then it blocks their airway and they're not able to sleep, to breathe.
Denise Geleitsmann, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Have a good day. Thank you.
You too.